Welcome to Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater. Issues and Answers is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. And now, Issues and Answers with your host, Diane Kinderwater.
Welcome to the program. I'm Diane Kinderwater. Are you like me? Do you gasp? Do you shake your head? Do you complain? That's what I do every time I go to the grocery store or supermarket. I say to the cashier, how do people afford this? Especially those on limited income. Well, today on the program, we're not going to talk about grocery prices because we've done that before in the show, but we are going to talk about hunger in Santa Fe and how hunger in Santa Fe is being attacked, especially after COVID. But now there's also these new stressors with high inflation. I don't have to tell you about that. And I know on our program we like to smile, but there's not too much to smile about price-wise. But you know what? Health-wise, creative help in Santa Fe is worth smiling about. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Bienvenidos outreach program. It's a food pantry and much more. Please stay with us as we talk about Bienvenidos right after this. We appreciate Issues and Answers in KCHF TV because we talk a lot about food pantries throughout the state of New Mexico. But today, have you heard this about a food pantry? One that has the pet pantry, clothing and household goods, closet. How about food boxes to low-income households, lunch bags for those in need, gardens for all programs? Well, these are some of the programs with Bienvenidos Outreach Incorporated in Santa Fe. So it sounds like it's a food pantry and much more. Yes, ladies? Definitely. My guest, thank you so much for being a part of the program. I have Susan Tarver. She's the executive director of the Bienvenidos Food Pantry Outreach. And thank you so much, Alice Montoya. She's the special projects coordinator for the program. And you're smiling. What is the challenge in Santa Fe these days? We're not going to talk about collection, but what have we seen hunger-wise in Santa Fe in the past several years? Susan Tarver.
We're seeing many more types of people needing help. In the past, people have thought of food pantries as a place where only low-income people are going to get help. And we're just, over the last few years, we've gone through so many things. More people need help in middle income ranges. And we are seeing people who would normally have felt uncomfortable coming into a food pantry to get help, coming in because they simply can't afford to do it all on the budgets that they have.
Thank you. What have you seen, Alice?
I see a lot of young people coming in as well that are in college and who are struggling and who are in need of assistance, who are just trying to, do their attend school and just trying to make it day by day, and they need a little help, and they are needing a food box as well.
And that's what we're going to talk about, all your different programs that you have, because you're more than a pantry. But Susan Tarver, regarding the needs and seeing different people, is it because the price of the food has gone up and or because inflation is hitting anything or the job situation? And you're seeing it's not just the homeless, because I think the program started for homeless back in the day, but now it has changed, and we'll talk about the history, but tell me today, the people you're seeing today and why.
Today, it is the lack of income that people have coming in now. We have families that are expanding and bringing in, living with each other, cousins are being taken care of. We have one really bad one, is the grandparents that all of a sudden, instead of enjoying their retirement, they're raising their grandchildren. and are trying to do that on a Social Security or a small pension they may be getting. So it's you didn't see the grandparents in the past as much, but
And that's because
you
of the
know,
drug addiction problem we have throughout New Mexico, the crime, the children
absolutely
went a stray way. They have the grandchildren are needing support. So it's the more, because I had heard quite a few years ago about friends with the grandparents needing to take care of their kids, but you're seeing that more and more.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, there's so many more things that need to be done for these people, because it's just not the food. It's, you know, the food, we're addressing one issue, but we found we're very family oriented there. Our clients aren't really clients, they're family. We know their names, we know their grandchildren, we know their children, we know, we see their car coming down the street, we know who's coming. They need more than just food. They need companionship. We are giving them that here in our place. It's really funny, if you walk into our offices, people will be sitting there and they're chit-chatting like they're brothers and sisters. They might have just met a couple of weeks ago or something, but they're all like, it's a community of people, and they're helping each other too. They're just not getting food, they're getting help from, you know, we see it all the time where, oh, I'll teach you how to do that. It's easy to sew shirts, you know, make them smaller. Oh, I'll help you with your garden. You know, let's get together and we'll do something. We're trying to support community now, and I think this is what we want. Community is just not in terms of the food, it's in enriching their lives so that they feel that they are an equal and not accepting help.
They
That's
feel
a
like
big
an
thing.
equal and not, they're not considering it help.
No, they're help from a family member. We like them to, if they're really upset. We have people coming in and they'll look and they're like, I've never done this before, I'm not comfortable. And it's like, think of me as your daughter or your daughter-in-law or your favorite person in your family, and you would help them and they would help you, right? Think of it that way. Don't feel embarrassed, because everybody, I don't care how much money you have, you can have something happen in your life and it changes everything, and you have to learn to adapt. And
Where's the pantry located?
We are at 1511 5th Street in Santa Fe, and we're right off of St. Michael's Drive.
So and explain the location.
We are, we actually got a brand new sign that we are very proud of. And we are just drive down St. Michael's Drive and turn right and just drive down the street, and you can't miss it.
Because you got that brand new sign.
Right,
Thank you, Alice. Won't tell you
exactly.
for that.
Thank you.
But the location itself, Susan, what do they see when they come in?
We just took over the whole building. We slowly but surely over the years have added on to our thing. So now we're the only people in that building, and people will come in and they will be greeted by somebody in the front who will we give them calendars to remember the dates that they can come in. Food boxes are available twice a month. So it's basically every 2 weeks you can come in and get one. And if they need, what we do is, the boxes are different now. Before we always just did one box and that was it, and we sent people on their way. Didn't work. People had cancer and couldn't eat a lot of the things. So what we started doing is, okay, you've got a medical problem, you know, let us know. You don't have to tell us what your medical problem is. Just let us know that you're on a specialized diet, and we will fix special boxes. So some of
this is an example of the size of the box.
And this is a little shorter. They're usually that big, but yeah, definitely.
Every 2 weeks they can come. No questions asked. Free.
It's free. We have some application process, and a lot of it is not regarding the food. If you want federal food, you do have to fill out one application. But if you don't want the federal food, you can just fill out our application if you want. And this also entitles you to, like, if I have, I usually have gift certificates to grocery stores during Christmas. And we have a children's program for.
And that's what she's going to
yeah.
talk about, a special.
Yeah.
But about the need, you've been doing this for how long, Susan?
No,
Talk
since 2008.
Okay.
I actually started in 2006 as a volunteer.
Wow.
And
Now
then
the executive
for
director.
one day, I went to 2 days, then I went to 3 days, then I went to 4 days, and then I found myself just there all the time. And they said, hey, why don't you come? The woman that started it, B. Navarez, she's like, well, why don't you do this for me? So I can retire. And I'm
And like I said, it started as a
"Oh,
pantry and
you
it's grown so much more, which you're going to talk to
Yeah.
Alice about.
Yeah.
But getting back to the changes, I mean, we've always kind of seen a need of hunger. But would you say it's worse than ever now?
It's getting there again. For a while, it was kind of not as many people coming in. The last recession that we had when I first started, there was a recession, and we were doing 150 boxes a day.
150 a day.
Yeah,
And that was what,
now-
2008?
That was in 2008, and
Okay.
then now we're doing. Well, COVID kind of slowed things down, but we kind of had to readjust how we were doing things, which we did. But right now we're probably at 75,
Okay.
80 as a slope.
No, when I
125 the other day, which shocked us because we hadn't hit that, and it's growing, and the number of new people keeps on growing.
Now, that's what I was going to ask, Susan. I think when I read through some of your literature online, and they can find you where online? Or you tell-
Bienvenidos.
Bienvenidos?
Yeah, bienvenidosfoodpantry.org.
Okay. I thought I read some of it, again, it started it for homeless people, but then I thought some were transient. Are they transient, or are they New Mexicans? Are they Santa Feans? Are they people who've come into the country?
Yeah, there's more transients for the homeless lunches, which is a separate service that we do for people that don't have a place to cook. The food boxes are really geared towards people that can cook.
Okay,
And,
so
you know,
families.
yeah,
but
families. But
are these people
the
Santa?
New Mexicans, there is, we do have some new immigrants that come in for help, and they're first starting up their new homes. The majority is Hispanic, but we offer help to everybody who comes in. I have started to see people moving into New Mexico, which I find everybody was moving out, and I'm seeing a little bit more of people that are relocating here.
Are
and
those
need
mostly
help.
immigrants, though?
Not necessarily. Some of them are coming from places like California, New York, but have a little bit higher, cost of living, just because of, if you've lived
Right.
in San Francisco,
Sure.
you're.
But they're still coming
okay.
through Santa Fe and then
Yeah.
coming to see you.
They're coming to see us to get.
But I would
help,
think someone from
know.
San Francisco could afford to buy their own food.
Yeah, not with the new prices of homes in Santa Fe. It's no, a lot of them are just trying to get into.
So you don't really
Here.
see anybody taking, I mean, you're opening up taking advantage of this program.
Very few, because it is a hard thing to ask for that kind of help. And you do, I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I'm sure there's some people that probably don't need it as badly, but it's just easier for them to have their grocery shopping done for them. I hate to say it that way. But I have some people that just prefer to use our services. We let everybody in.
You're doing the shopping, you're giving them free food.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want that?
So,
Some people's worst thing
know.
is going to the grocery
I almost
store.
have to take a box because I don't like to go shopping anymore because I have to do it every morning at 6 in the morning.
I know, because you go, geez, the
So,
price is
no,
okay.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's we also try not. we only ask questions, and we tell people if you don't want to answer, you don't have to, just to make it a little bit easier on some. The
What
older
kind of questions
people,
do you ask?
Well, we ask if you have anybody else in your family. We ask for your age, so hopefully we can give you a birthday cake when you come around during your birthday. But you don't have to give it. It does help us, and we tell people some of the questions we ask, like about the people being in your home, it's for statistic purposes. And there's probably 4 or 5 agencies that I have to report to say, like, this is what we're doing, so that they can gear what's going on
Right.
in our state.
So that's what.
Yeah.
And what is going on then in our state?
Yeah,
In Santa Fe.
Right now, there's what I'm going to say is a food shortage, and we get a lot of food from the Food Depot, and they're our food bank, and we get our federal goods from them, and then we have some free donated foods that they get through various places. And then we do our own. We, for instance, we do our farmers market we run in El Dorado. We buy from the farmers. We want to go all local. Our objective is we want to just have local food for people that's fresh and nutritious. And the way to do that is to buy from your farmers.
Okay, great.
So
that's the food, but you say that Bienvenidos is much, much more than food, and you have special programs. So please share with us some of your favorite programs, Alice Montoya.
We have a Gardens for All program where we give out a garden, a hydroponic garden to anybody who asks for one.
You can
Yes.
herbs and things?
Yes, you can grow herbs, vegetables like lettuce, mini tomatoes. You can grow jalapenos. Spinach.
Well, they just grow in that, and then you have to plant them somewhere? It just grows in that?
It can spend its whole life growing in there. And the purpose of that is so that our clients could have a salad, or they could put they could put basil on a pizza. It's so that they could
Mint. I went to the grocery store to buy mint.
Yes.
For just mint and tomatoes and mozzarella, little ball.
Yes.
$3.
Right. But, we want to empower people to grow items in their own home, and to give them the ability to enjoy growing things with their family, with their children, and to do things as a family.
This is the Garden for All program?
It is. Yes.
Hydroponic garden units.
Yes,
People in the
yes.
community. You give it to anybody.
Anybody.
So what do they say?
They just come in and they say, I would like a garden unit, and we give them a garden. And it's as easy as that. And
Well, when they come back, what do they say? Do they say it works?
It works, and we'd just like to have pictures, just to show how their garden is growing. And this is a grant that we received from United Way of North Central New Mexico.
To give these gardens. How long have you been doing this, Alice?
For the last year and a half, and we are entering the next year and a half of the grant. And once they have the garden pods have gone through their lifespan, then the client can come back in, and we can replace the pods and give them pre-seeded pods. And once they're ready to try something else, say I want to try kale instead of spinach, then we replace the pods and give them something else. So it's a great program. We provide the food for the plants. And
How many have you given out so far?
489.
Wow.
189 for this year alone. And we've almost reached our goal for this year, which was 200 units.
we have to rethink that. We can't believe how much it took off. And it's part of the resilient community program that United Way is sponsoring. So we're working with many other organizations to make Santa Fe a resilient community. And our hope is to make New Mexico a resilient community and all. So we actually have been talking to other people down in the South to, and they said, can you come and show us how to get this going for our community? It's important, and the nice thing is we give it to anybody. If you're a millionaire or if you have 2 cents and on you, anybody can have one. And to see, it's a resilient community thing. We thought we just can't just do it for the poor. You can't be resilient if you don't have everybody working together. So it's beautiful. One day we had a doctor, we had a lawyer, we had a housewife, we had some younger kids. I think they were students, and they were all in our office chit-chatting about their gardens and giving advice to each other. And it was like, that's a resilient community. That will work because there's so many different levels of people, education-wise, money-wise, and they're all equal in this room right now. And we think that that's what really makes a resilient community, is to get something going that every single person can participate and feel that they're just as good as the next person.
Oh, wow. So have you ladies grown any of these yourself?
Yes.
You have? What have you
Yes.
grown? What have you grown, Alice?
I have grown tomatoes, lettuce. Right now I'm growing some habanero peppers.
How about you?
Cucumbers, and my first ones were radishes. I was so proud. I know, it was a really
And it
nice
works, so
thing.
it works.
It works.
And
Yeah.
it sure
We
does.
have
What about your pet pantry?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great program. We give out bags of dog and cat food to our clients, and that is something that this is a program that started almost 2 years ago. And this is a program that started out as a client was sharing their food from a food box with their pet. And we thought, oh my gosh, this cannot happen. So we said that we would provide dog and cat food so that they can, give the dog food and the cat food.
And you have the clothing and household goods closet.
Yes, and they can come in and Monday through Thursday from 8 to 1 o'clock and get clothes, small household appliances, books, different items from our closet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Alice Montoya, again, Special Projects Manager. Thanks so much for being here and all that you're doing for the community. To clarify, we have the food boxes every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks, people can pick up a food box.
And we have the lunch bags for those in need every Monday through Thursday.
Yes, that's usually for homeless people, Monday through Thursday. And what we do is we give them a lunch, a sandwich, chips, fresh fruit. Sometimes we have some really nice jerky that we're giving out.
Okay, we
and
give
then,
out this
and then,
too.
Yeah, and then we also give out hygiene bags, so that there's like different like towelettes to clean up. We have shavers, comb sets and shampoo sets.
Yes, combs.
We give those out there to really kind of. We have one for
Toothpaste.
men and one for women, so we can do other
And the
hygiene
grants,
things.
how are you funded, Susan Tarver?
We have a nice set of donors who always provide for us, plus we write a lot of grants.
Okay.
And we go out into the community and talk. We have people, if they don't, we have a few people that just go and say, I can't afford to give you money, but I could do a food drive for you at my office. And that's wonderful. Or
There would be a
my
lot of
kids'
canned goods, I
schools,
imagine.
canned goods packaged. We always can use, pastas and things like that. We have right now, we have also do with the farmers market. We purchase from our vendors. They also give us nice donations too. So I
vendors
have
do?
Yeah, vendors. They give us. I don't like to take discounts from them that much because I know that they're struggling too. It's very hard to run a farm. But they insist. They'll give me some extra bags here, but we buy directly from them. And we also get eggs. We have one rancher that we're just starting to work with now that I've known the fellow for a long time, and we're getting fresh eggs. And then Cruz Ranch in Las Cruces is one of our vendors, and he's really popular in our area, and he donates everything to us, all kinds of eggs. So we're very lucky.
So you're attacking hunger, but getting quite a bit of an assistance.
Yes, yeah, it's a group effort.
And you need volunteers?
We always need volunteers. What's really nice is a lot of our volunteers have said, I was really alone. I live alone, or my husband and I are, we're getting tired of seeing each other only. And people are saying, I'm meeting new people, and I'm having, it's fun to come here because I get to talk to other people. It's important, again, to exercise the joy in your life.
Very nice.
And if you don't, that's when we become sad and miserable people. And
But we're not at the Bienvenidos Pantry.
We're not. It's a place to truly welcome
We can find more information online about. Just look up Bienvenidos. Thank you so much, Susan Tarver. And thank you so much, Alice Montoya, for being a part of this program and for all you're doing for Santa Fe and the community. And thanks, KCHF TV, for bringing you Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater. Make it a great week with your family. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Issues and Answers with your host Diane Kinderwater is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. To comment on today's program, email us at info@kchftv.org or call us at 505-345-1991. Join us again for Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater.